All right, now time to introduce reviewer Chukwudi Okoli Ubaja.
How
Good
are
to
you
see
doing,
you.
my dear?
Very well.
The reviewer. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did hear that.
What an accolade. I'm doing well. Victor, how you doing?
I like the fact that you like to amuse yourself. But it's good to see you.
Why would you say that, Victor?
He says I'm flattering myself. Yes, and I told him I'm a billionaire. He should join the club.
Yes, I actually heard that.
Oh my God.
Now let's get into the papers quickly. We'll begin with the Daily Times. The Daily Times leads with the appointment of a new INEC chairman. It says Amoputon's appointment confirmed, denies appearing for Tinubu at Presidential Tribunal. All of that on page 2. Okay, should I just take more headlines? So you want to respond to that?
We start with Amukwito. Fair elections are the basis of everything in a democracy. So if the newly screened and, electoral chairman is telling us that he's going to do his job to the best of his ability, it should come as news that sweetens, our hearts. When there was this program, run by Reverend Father George Husani's organization, where we gave awards to people we called models of integrity. One of the people that received awards was a man called Mike Egini.
Okay.
Jega told me he was one of my best. He puffed out his chest as he was saying it. I want to hear those lines from INEC chairman of now and the future. He said he was one of my best. He wasn't the Obong of Calabar. Said, Guinea showed us that votes count. I mean, I have all the clips. And Mike said, I came here to count votes, not money. Look, we can have those things happen in our lives if we have the willpower. So we can only wish the new INEC chairman
The very best.
in his assignment.
All right. And of course, on the clemency, presidential clemency, the AGF is making some clarification here. It says presidential clemency under review. No inmates released yet. That's
The most
to the
important
AGF.
thing to take from that is that the claim that government does not listen to people does not really hold water, at least half of the time. I'm sure that the outcry is something that has eventually got to government. The responses from people, not just on social media, even in transport and vehicles and all that, people would talk about the same thing. No, why would you give this kind of person clemency and all that? Whatever happens, for those of us who like to forgive people easily, it doesn't really mean a lot to us. It doesn't. But we are talking about governance and the people. You're talking about the impressions you leave on the populace when you do certain things. And it pays, it matters that you listen to what people say so that you know what tools to use.
All right, listening to what people say, NCAA has listened to audio Kalu's claim, and it is responding. It says NCAA says audio Kalu's claim on pilots using India hem misleading.
Actually, there was the way I couched it when I was writing it there, but let's not waste our time. The point is that he says some of the pilots are high on Indian hemp. And thank God I don't have money to fly these days.
Maybe they need to be high to fly high.
Because the guy could just leave steadying the plane to cruise and begin to search for God up there till we run out of aviation fuel.
But didn't the same NCAA indict some pilots recently?
But they didn't indict them of Indian hemp. I mean, that's
but of what were they indicted?
Because you started it. You have to tell us what they indicted.
I'm trying to recall now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to recall now. They did say that,
something was wrong. Okay, we'll look it up later.
Was it alcohol? Was it hemp? There was something.
I'm not going to put it past them to take a few sips of alcohol.
This was just recent, a week or two ago.
I remember that when we were flying from Johannesburg to New York, the way they overfed us with alcohol, chuku the way not they drink. You know, free things have a way of coming really free to you. You pay later. The way they were inundating the entire place with alcohol, you can't tell me that the pilot is going to resist all those things happening in the passenger cabin and all that. So they're full of it. I mean, they're alcohol full, so to speak. So if they take a sip or two, I'm not going to be surprised. But if you keep it within limits, it's not bad. But to hear about Indian hemp, in fact, I asked myself, has all Jews of Kano become a prominent member of a narcotic unit? You know,
no, they talked about, and I can now say with some clarity that they indicted a pilot, you know, of being involved with hard drugs and alcohol. So, and that was just recent, pretty recent.
If a pilot, I mean, it doesn't mean that.
Yes,
you know,
one bad apple doesn't make the whole bunch bad.
Yeah,
there will always be, you know, black sheep.
But you see, I'm thinking when you talked about alcohol and you're talking about pilots could take a sip or two. If you don't drink and drive, should you drink and fly?
Yeah, well, we are saying the same thing. If you don't, that's so poetic. Maybe I should start developing a book along those lines. If you don't drink and drive, should you drink and fly? Oh my God, I like the rhythm. Victor is jealous.
I am, truly.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. You know, her mathematical brain sometimes tears into the arts department.
Chukudi, I'm sure you have some headlines in your paper, but there's this one here that says, group demands government action as hunger, malnutrition persists in Nigeria. Yesterday was World Food Day, and of course, calls for, government to do the needful so that, Nigerians do not starve.
The thing is this. I have always said that journalism requires us to say the way it is when some food prices are coming down. But some people simply don't have purchasing power to get even the prices that are coming down. They can't afford it. But let me talk more deeply. What has happened to the anchor borrowing program? What happened to it? The former head of AFDB, Akiwumi, his fertilizer initiative that helped the farmer to get fertilizer without going through so many, what has happened to it? The president of Nigerian Farmers Association came here the other time. He said policies are not consistent. One administration comes with something on farming, the next administration seems to discard it, either put its own in place or they totally forget that area and do general, funding of the sector without special emphasis on certain things. We have to have a coherent agricultural policy that will be people-friendly. The price of 1 pint of milk in the US, you'll be surprised it has not changed in the past 15 or 10 years. That stability, it helps you plan, So malnutrition will visit us from time to time if we remain inconsistent about our pronouncements on agriculture. That's what I think. Yeah, Victor?
All right. I had wanted to, but I'm being told that we have to let it go. But Dangote is seeking legal backing for Nigeria First policy. He's talking about the industrial trajectory being at risk if that isn't done.
Well, at least they've returned the policy that supplied crude to him, which is something that is Nigeria First in a way, I think Trump is affecting the world so much. Every country usually treats itself first. Maybe you want something special in that direction.
All right, many thanks for coming.
Thanks a lot.
I wish you a great weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday.
I need to rest. I'm creaking in the wrong places.
All right, good morning, Nigeria. We'll be back with the conversations after this break. Please do stay with us.